ever feel like you're stuck, broadcasting on this like negativity frequency? Like no
Yeah.
matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to shake off that gloomy feeling.
Right.
Well, today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the work of neurobusiness expert Marynês Pereira.
Okay.
And she's someone who, after like over 40 years of mentoring and consulting,
Wow.
argues that we actually have more control over our energy than we might think. We're going to be talking about gratitude, forgiveness, and praise.
Okay.
But not just as like feel-good concepts. We're going to unpack the science behind how these practices can actually shift our
That's interesting.
invisible energy field.
Yeah.
It's a concept Pereira uses to describe the energy we project and attract.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
So what's fascinating about her work is that she delves into this like nitty-gritty of this energy field, suggesting it's not some like
Right.
mystical woo-woo idea, but a tangible force shaped by our thoughts and actions. Kind of like a magnet. You know how magnets attract or repel based on their polarity?
Uh-huh.
Pereira argues our energy works similarly. Negative thoughts and emotions create a low frequency, attracting more negativity, while positive practices like gratitude raise that frequency, drawing in more positive experiences.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's not just about thinking happy thoughts, it's about understanding that our energy has a real impact on our reality.
Yeah.
But what does that actually look like in practice? So let's start with gratitude. It's easy to dismiss it as just good manners. But Pereira argues that it's a powerful tool for transformation.
Exactly. And she backs this up with some, like, research. So one study from the Journal of Happiness Studies found that people who actively practice gratitude experience higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction. But it goes, like, deeper than just feeling good.
Yeah.
Pereira explains that gratitude actually triggers the release of dopamine. You know, the feel-good neurotransmitter. And here's where it gets really interesting. Dopamine isn't just about pleasure. It plays a crucial role in motivation, focus, and even learning.
So cultivating gratitude might actually help us become more productive, more engaged, and more receptive to new information.
Exactly.
It's like giving our brains a boost of positive fuel.
Think of it this way. Imagine you're facing a challenging task at work.
Yeah.
If you approach it from a place of gratitude, focusing on the skills you have and the opportunity to learn and grow, you're more likely to stay motivated, focused, and even find creative solutions.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you're dwelling on the difficulty and feeling resentful, your brain gets flooded with stress hormones, hindering your performance.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's like gratitude sets the stage for success by shifting our mindset and even impacting our brain chemistry. But what about forgiveness? It can be such a loaded concept. Pereira paints a vivid picture describing holding on to anger as drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick.
It's a powerful analogy, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
She emphasizes that forgiveness isn't about condoning someone's actions or letting them off the hook.
Yeah.
It's about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment.
Yeah.
She highlights the internal turmoil these negative emotions create, not just emotionally, but physically. Pereira cites research linking unforgiveness to increased blood pressure.
Wow.
And a weakened immune system.
So it's like constantly carrying around a heavy weight.
Yes.
Draining our energy and impacting our health.
Exactly.
So while it might seem like forgiveness is about being nice to the other person, it's actually a powerful act of self-care.
Absolutely. And it can have tangible benefits. Studies have shown that people who practice forgiveness experience lower levels of stress and anxiety.
Wow.
Improve sleep quality.
Okay.
And even better cardiovascular health.
That's amazing.
It's like releasing that heavy weight.
Yeah.
And allowing our bodies and minds to heal.
This is already giving me so much to think about in terms of how I'm managing my own energy. We've covered gratitude and forgiveness. But what about praise? It seems so simple, almost superficial.
Yeah.
But Pereira argues it's much more than just a feel-good gesture.
She describes sincere praise as a potent form of positive reinforcement.
Okay.
And she's not just talking about making someone's day.
Right.
Pereira explains that when we praise someone genuinely, we're actually triggering the release of dopamine in their brain.
Oh, interesting.
Encouraging them to repeat the praised behavior.
So it's like planting a seed of positivity that can blossom into a whole garden of positive actions.
Exactly.
So praise isn't just about being nice. It's about actively nurturing positive patterns and creating a more positive environment.
Precisely. And it has a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Think about a workplace where people feel appreciated and encouraged.
Yeah.
It fosters a culture of collaboration, creativity, and high performance.
Right.
On the other hand, a work environment that's stingy with praise can lead to negativity, low morale, and even decreased productivity.
Wow. It's amazing to think about how these seemingly small acts, like expressing gratitude, offering forgiveness, giving praise, can create such a ripple effect, impacting not just our own energy, but the energy of those around us.
What's so compelling about Pereira's perspective is that she connects these individual practices to a larger shift in our collective energy field.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a world where gratitude is the norm, where forgiveness flows freely, and where praise is used to uplift and empower.
It sounds almost utopian, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
But what I appreciate about Pereira's work is that she doesn't just leave us with a, lofty vision. She gives us practical tools to start creating that reality.
Right. She challenges readers to put these concepts into action with a simple but powerful exercise. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, 3 things you need to forgive, and 3 people you can praise.
I love that she emphasizes writing it down. It's like taking those intangible thoughts and emotions and giving them form, making them more concrete and real.
There's something about the act of writing that engages different parts of our brain, solidifying those intentions. It's like we're making a commitment to ourselves, a promise to cultivate these practices and shift our energy.
But she's also clear that it's not about just going through the motions. Simply muttering a gratitude list while feeling resentful or forcing ourselves to forgive someone we're not ready to won't have the same impact. It's about aligning our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
Exactly. Intention is key.
Yeah.
It's about approaching these practices with genuine sincerity. Allowing them to flow from a place of authenticity. Otherwise, it's like trying to tune a radio with a broken antenna.
Okay.
You might hear faint hints of the desired frequency, but the signal will be weak and distorted.
So how do we cultivate that genuineness?
That's a great question.
Is it something we're born with?
Right.
Or can we actually learn to be more grateful, more forgiving, more generous with praise?
Pereira doesn't necessarily delve into the nature versus nurture debate.
Okay.
But she does suggest that these practices are like muscles.
Oh, interesting.
The more we use them,
the
stronger they become.
So it's not about waiting for some magical transformation. It's about actively training our minds and hearts to tune into a more positive frequency.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that we have a choice. In how we respond to life's challenges and triumphs.
And this is where I think Pereira's background in neurobusiness adds a really interesting layer to the conversation.
Okay.
She understands that these principles aren't just relevant to our personal lives.
Right.
They have profound implication.
Oh, wow.
For the workplace as well. Imagine a work environment where gratitude is woven into the company culture.
Okay.
Where mistakes are seen as opportunities for learning and growth.
Right.
And where praise is used to motivate and inspire rather than just evaluate performance.
It's a compelling vision.
It is.
It makes you wonder how much more productive, innovative, and fulfilling our work lives could be if we intentionally cultivated these practices.
Exactly.
It's not about denying the challenge or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the good, to celebrate achievements, to acknowledge and appreciate each other's contributions.
And I think that shift in focus can be incredibly empowering, both individually and collectively.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It reminds us that we're not just cogs in a machine.
Right.
We're active participants in creating the reality we experience, both within ourselves and in the world around us.
This brings to mind an interesting anecdote from my own life.
Okay.
I once worked with a team that was struggling with low morale and a lack of communication.
Right.
we decided to implement a simple practice of ending each meeting with a round of appreciation.
Oh, that's nice.
Where each team member would share something positive they noticed about another person's work or contribution.
That's a fantastic idea. Did you notice a shift in the team's dynamics?
It was remarkable. At first, people were a bit hesitant, but as we continued the practice week after week, the atmosphere in the room palpably changed.
Wow.
People started looking for the good in each other,
Right.
offering genuine compliments,
Okay.
and acknowledging even like small acts of effort.
So simply by making a conscious effort to express appreciation, you were able to shift the energy of the entire team.
It wasn't a magic bullet,
Right.
but it was a powerful reminder that we have the power to create a more positive and supportive environment by focusing on the good and acknowledging each other's strengths.
Yeah.
Something I've carried with me ever since, both in my professional and personal life.
This deep dive into Pereira's work is really highlighting how much agency we have in shaping our reality. It's not about denying the challenges or pretending everything is rosy.
Right.
It's about consciously choosing where we focus our attention, what we feed our minds and hearts with.
And that choice can be incredibly liberating.
It can.
It's like we're taking back control of the radio dial, tuning into a frequency of positivity and broadcasting that energy out into the world.
So if we want to create a more positive and fulfilling experience, both for ourselves and those around us, it starts with that internal shift, that conscious choice to cultivate gratitude, forgiveness, and praise.
And Pereira reminds us that these practices aren't just about feeling good.
Right.
They have a tangible impact
Yeah.
on our well-being, our relationships, our work, and even our physical health.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to reflect on. I'm curious, what are some key takeaways that have resonated with you the most?
What's really struck me is the idea that our energy is not static. It's constantly in flux, influenced by our thoughts, emotions, and actions.
Okay.
And that we have the power to consciously shift that energy by choosing to focus on the positive, to release the burdens of anger and resentment, and to express genuine appreciation for ourselves and others.
That's a great point. It reminds me of that powerful metaphor, the radio dial.
Oh, yeah.
We can choose to tune into a frequency of negativity, dwelling on our problems and limitations.
Right.
Or we can choose a different station, one that broadcasts positivity, gratitude, and hope.
And that choice has a ripple effect, impacting not just our own experience, but the energy of those around us.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we're all interconnected, and that our individual choices contribute to a larger collective energy field.
So if we want to see more positivity in the world, we have to start by cultivating it within ourselves.
Exactly. And that starts with those simple yet powerful practices that Pereira outlines: expressing gratitude, practicing forgiveness, and offering genuine praise.
It's like we're each holding a brush, you know, and with every thought, every action, we're adding strokes to the canvas of our collective reality.
Yeah.
Are we painting with bright, vibrant colors, or are we using dark, heavy hues? What's so empowering about this concept is that it reminds us we're not just passive observers, we're active creators.
Right.
We have the power to choose the colors, to blend the shades, to create something beautiful and inspiring. And it all starts with that internal shift, that conscious decision to tune into a more positive frequency.
Carrera's call to action,
Yeah.
that simple exercise of writing down what we're grateful for, what we need to forgive, and who we can praise, is a great starting point.
It is.
It's a tangible way to begin shifting our energy and putting these principles into practice.
And it's something we can do anytime, anywhere.
Right.
We don't need special equipment or a fancy retreat.
Nope.
We carry the power to transform our reality within us.
But what if we're struggling to find things to be grateful for? What if we're feeling overwhelmed by anger or resentment?
Yeah.
What if we're surrounded by negativity and it feels impossible to shift our own energy? That's where the muscle analogy comes in.
Okay.
Just like any muscle, our positivity muscle needs to be trained and strengthened. It might feel difficult at first, especially if we're used to dwelling on the negative. But the more we practice gratitude, forgiveness, and praise, the easier it becomes.
Yeah.
It's like creating a new neural pathway in our brain.
Okay.
A pathway that leads to a more positive and resilient state of being.
So it's not about denying the challenges or pretending everything is perfect.
Yeah.
It's about consciously choosing where we focus our attention, what we feed our minds and hearts with.
And here's a fascinating thought to leave you with.
Okay.
What if this concept of an invisible energy field extends beyond just individuals?
Ooh.
What if it encompasses entire communities, even the world as a whole?
Wow.
Imagine the transformative power if we could collectively raise the frequency of our planet, shifting from a state of fear, division, and scarcity to a state of love, connection, and abundance.
It's a beautiful vision.
It is.
And one that feels both incredibly inspiring and somewhat daunting.
Right.
But as Pereira reminds us, we each have a role to play in this transformation. Every act of gratitude, every choice to forgive, every word of sincere praise contributes to a more positive and harmonious collective energy field.
So as you move forward, consider how you can use these tools to shift your own energy and inspire those around you. Remember, you are not just a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop.
That's beautiful.
And by choosing to radiate positivity, you contribute to a ripple effect that can touch countless lives.
That's great.
A big thank you to Marynês Pereira for sharing her insights on this fascinating topic.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for being here.
Until next time.